Hello, my friend. This is Nick from Prestman Auto doing a video walkthrough of our 2022 Ram 2500. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk all the way around. We're going to look for any dents, any scratches, any kind of blemishes here on the outside. Then we're going to go inside, go over some of the features, make sure everything's, just working properly. And then finally, we'll pop the hood and evaluate really quick in the engine bay, just kind of for good measure. So first impressions are honestly really freaking good. Normally you'd expect to see a little bit of rock chipping up here in the front, just because that's where it usually is. That being said, I'm not seeing any. This looks actually really, really nice. But let's start going around, see if there's anything that we can find. If I do see anything, I'll be sure to stop, zoom in, make sure you get a good visual so you know everything going on. But tires on here are in great condition. You got loads of life left in those, so that's awesome. Love that. It is a little bit dirty. It's in need of a bath, so we can thank Utah weather for that. 'Tis the season for that, I guess, though. Looks like you have a little bit of a scratch right in here. So, kind of runs down this way. It's really hard to make out. I think it's just a scuff because it's definitely not chipping the paint. Yeah, you can barely tell. But nonetheless, good to know all the same. We like knowing stuff. So just pop in the trunk with the key fob here. You do have the bed liner up in there, so that's always nice, and some lights and stuff. Looks like you got, yep, so a little bit of scuffing right in there. Again, nothing super major, but good to know all the same. All right, well, honestly, as far as the exterior goes, very, very nice. It's in extremely good condition, which is awesome. This one did have an accident on its history, but you would never be able to tell. All the seams line up well. There's no weird gaps or anything. They do a really good job. So anyway, while we're out here, here's a really, really brief look around some of our lot. So we've specialized in rebuilt titles here for the past 33, coming on 34 years now. We've been working with the same builders for pretty much that entire time, so we're extremely picky about what we do. We just have this one location, but we sell more cars at this location than any independent dealer in the state, which you don't have to know that, right? Like, that's not pivotal or anything, but I do feel like it's nice to know a little bit about who you're working with, especially if you're looking from out of state. You don't want any shenanigans. Anyway, let's hop in the front and turn this thing on. All right, so first things first, let's turn it on. Make sure there's no weird warning lights or whatever. Get a good cold start, so that's sweet. All right, so we got two warning lights up right now. The first is the seatbelt light, which is correct, and the second is the gas light, which is, also correct. Other than that, let's cycle through a couple things real quick, just to be sure. Cool. So everything up here looks solid. As far as interior features go, you have a lot of them. So I'm going to go a little bit fast just for the sake of time, or else this video will be forever long. Starting off up here on the steering wheel, most of these are just going to be your basic controls, except for the adaptive cruise control up here, which is actually really fun. My wife likes the adaptive cruise control a lot. Down here, you're going to have your four-wheel drive, and then the screen in the middle is going to be where most of your fun stuff is. So we'll talk about that in just a sec. But the other stuff, obviously your windows, your mirrors go in, windows roll down. It's all pretty straightforward. This one does have the blind spot monitor. You can see in the side window there, the little triangle in the top left corner. So that's cool. Up top, or not up top, in the back, you're also going to have a little window thing. I know that's super important. Everyone needs to... No, I'm just kidding. That's not super important, but it is fun. Down in here, you're going to have a couple different spots for your phone. They are the wireless phone chargers, as well as a couple plugins here. You have some aux cords, as well as your trailering and stuff up here. And then as far as the center console screen goes, honestly, there's like a lot to go over here. This thing can do most things that a car is capable of doing. So if there's something you want me to double check on and verify, I'm more than happy to circle back, but we're just gonna kind of blitz this real quick with some basics. You're gonna have your heated seats, heated steering wheel, and cooled seats. Your AC is working beautifully, so love that. Perfect. Other than that, you can connect your phone. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Up here is where you can toggle a couple of your other fun things. You have your camera system and a few other things you can just kind of tinker with and play with. Navigation system, and if it's missing any apps, you can just download the app for that. So, but yeah, this is actually pretty sweet. Again, if you want to know any more specific about this stuff, I am more than happy to talk about it. I just want to keep this video under 10 minutes, right? That's a long video to check out a car. Anyway, so we'll keep rolling. As far as interior condition goes, it's honestly really nice. I'm not seeing any rips, any dents, any tears, any stains, any discoloration. The only things that I could find in here is a little bit of wear right on the center console. So it's not even a rip, it's just kind of like a little dent in there. And there's also a small one on the back seat right there. So all the leather is well taken care of. That's pretty sweet. Love that. And then you got a couple more things you can play with in here. So anyway, for the sake of time, let's move on. Let's pop the hood in the engine bay. We'll check that out real quick. And then that should be good for this video. So I don't know how mechanically inclined you are or aren't, but regardless of how much you know about cars, I always encourage everyone to at least take a look under the hood of any vehicle you're looking to buy. The reason being, even if you don't know anything under here, you at least know what neglect looks like. So some basic things I always tell people to keep an eye out on. It's just acid buildup around the battery. You want to see if any of the metal pieces are have an abundance of rust on them. And then you want to check for like cobwebs or like if there's a ton of dust on it. Just essentially you want to try and find out if someone's been looking at the car or if it's just been left alone on a lot forever and ever and ever. So in the case of this one, this is in freaking way good condition. There's not a whole lot to point out, which kind of sucks. I was hoping to point out some things like this or that. If you are more mechanically inclined, we can go into a little bit more detail, but we'll keep this video pretty user-friendly for now. Suffice to say, in the meantime, when you pop the hood of an engine bay, this is exactly what you want to see. So if you have any additional questions or there's something that I missed that you'd like me to double check on for you, just let me know. I'm happy to show you anything on here. But for now, this is your new Ram.